very good evening to you. Welcome. You're watching Rupavahini.
I'm Shamini Samrasekara.
And I'm Ashika Minuddin.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa vested with the people through the Mahasangha, the Sama Vihara premises at Havelock Road, Colombo, in a special Pinkam ceremony held this morning. The President, upon arrival at the Sama Vihara, offered floral puja to the Samadhi Buddha statue. The Sama Vihara has been constructed at the premises in which the Vallavatta textile mill existed before the 70s. The Buddhist Association of the textile mill constructed the Samadhi Buddha statue after the textile mill was closed down. Some people made an attempt to remove the statue from the premises. However, the Mahasangha and the people of the area constructed the Sama Vihara. The renovation work of the Vihara started several years ago under a new plan. The chairman of the Mireka Capital Company and a renowned businessman of South Asia, S.P. Thao, undertook the responsibility of building the Vihara. The President presented memorabilia to Mr. Thao and the chief incumbent of the Sama Vihara and resident of the Bellangwila Rajamaha Vihara, Venerable Atapattu Kande Ananda Thera. Several members of the Mahasangha, including the chief Sanghanaka of the southern province, Shastrapati Venerable Pallattara Sumana Jyoti Thera, Professor Venerable Bellangwila Vimalratna Thera, the opposition leader Ranil Wickramasinghe, Senior Minister A.H.M. Fauzi and several people's representatives attended the function.
विपक्ष नायक रनिल विक्रमसिंह ज्येष्ठ अमात्य एच.एम. फौजी යන මහතුරුද ප්‍රාදේශීය ජනතා නියෝජිතයන් ඇතුළු විශාල පිරිසක්ද උන්නෝත්සවයට සහභාගී වූහ.
Meanwhile, the United People's Freedom Alliance expressed confidence that they would definitely win the Southern and Western Provincial Council elections. The representatives of the alliance pointed out that, however, the real challenges facing the country should be understood devoid of party politics. Ministers clarified these matters at a media conference held in Colombo today. The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Minister Maithripala Sirisena, said that the international community will be enlightened on the Geneva question. He said that allegations should be made not against the government but against Prabhakaran and certain elements that are acting behind the governments that make these allegations. The minister said that the Rumbelt TTE remaining in certain Western countries are instigating these allegations, dreaming of establishing an Elam state, and they are making efforts to achieve this objective through the international community. The treasurer of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Minister Dallas Alumaperma, said that it is true that we have eradicated the separatist ideology from the country. However, this separatist ideology will prevail in foreign countries, and as long as this ideology exists in foreign countries, we will have to go to Geneva. The minister emphasized the importance of everyone joining together for the benefit of the nation. The minister said that there is no harm in criticizing the shortcomings of the ministers and parliamentarians, but requested everyone to join together in issues relating to the national agenda. The Vice President of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Honorable Darshana Yapa, also participated at the media conference.
The Secretary to the President, Lalit Veeratunga, has said that the government has taken all steps to implement the LLRC recommendations relating to strengthening national reconciliation. He made this observation addressing the permanent representatives assigned to the United Nations Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. Mr. Veeratunga explained to the representatives the progress that has been achieved so far under the National Reconciliation Action Plan after defeating the target terrorist. He said that the National Action Plan has provided a streamlined mechanism for implementing the LLRC recommendations. The elections in the Northern Province was held successfully, and the government has taken steps to continue with the implementation of development activities in collaboration with the elected Chief Minister. The census about the missing persons during the 30-year period of war is being carried out. The results of this census will be announced shortly. The government acts in cooperation with the UN Human Rights Council and its Secretary General. Responding to questions, Mr. Veeratunga pointed out the importance of the international community working in cooperation with Sri Lanka. He said that it is not practical to solve all the problems created by the brutal LTTE terrorists overnight. He said that the government has taken necessary steps in collaboration with all the communities to strengthen reconciliation in the country. The Sri Lanka's permanent representatives in Geneva, Ravinath Aryasinghe, also attended the occasion. It is reported that Secretary to the President Lalith Veeratunga is also scheduled to provide a clarification similar to this in Washington as well.
Meanwhile, a cancer ward complex will be established at the Batiklo Teaching Hospital. This will be developed as a centre through which cancer patients in the Eastern Province could obtain treatment. The Central Engineering Consultancy Bureau is in charge of this project. On a proposal made by Minister of Health Maithripala Sirisena, Cabinet has given approval to entrust the Stage 2 construction work of this hospital project also to the Central Engineering Consultancy Bureau. In order to establish connectivity with the local road network, 1,000 rural bridges will be constructed. On a proposal made by President Mahinda Rajapaksa, Cabinet approval has been given to sign agreements for this purpose with foreign banks. Loans will be obtained from local banks for rehabilitation of roads. On proposal made by President Mahinda Rajapaksa, Cabinet approval has been given to the Road Development Authority to sign agreements in this connection with local banks. A national program will be implemented to build a society free from indulgence and intoxicants. A Cabinet subcommittee will be appointed in this connection. Cabinet approval has been given for this proposal made by Minister Maithripala Sirisena. A program will be implemented to provide cattle feed at concessionary prices with the objective of increasing local milk production. Cabinet approval has been given for a proposal made by Minister Arubagam Tundaman to restrict export of rice and provide them for cattle feed. A diplomatic mission of Sri Lanka will be established in Bern, the capital of Switzerland, to promote Sri Lankan export to that country. There are about 55,000 expatriate Sri Lankans living in Switzerland. A proposal made by Minister Professor G.L. Pires for the establishment of this diplomatic mission was approved by Cabinet. Tropical biodiversity fruit gardens will be established in Horona, Kundasale and Diagama. A proposal made for this purpose to meet the increasing demand for fruits was approved by the Cabinet. The proposal was made by Minister Mahinda Yapa.
2 persons have died and 11 others have been injured in a vehicle accident near the 66-mile post of Minnana in Ahaliyagoda. The accident occurred yesterday evening by the collision of a jeep with a container vehicle. A group of people was travelling in the jeep towards Avisavela after attending a wedding function in Ahaliyagoda. The container vehicle was travelling from Avisavela to Ratnapura. Meanwhile, 1 person has died in another accident that took place near the first mile post of Minneri Hinguraguda main road. 3 persons have been injured from this accident. The police said that this accident has occurred due to the driver becoming incapable of controlling his vehicle.
Meanwhile, a new report issued by the Ministry of Health states that about 600 children die due to various accidents every year. The report points out that another 20,000 or so children meet with various accidents each year. Carelessness and improper behavior have contributed to the increase of accidents. Doctors point out that 90% of these accidents can be prevented. 8,000 to 20,000 children meet with accidents each year which cause the loss of limbs or physically impaired children. The government spends about 800 million rupees each year for the treatment of children who meet with accidents. In the year 2012, the number of children who received treatment from the emergency ward of the National Hospital in Colombo amounted to 2,691. Among them, 274 had met with accidents in schools. The report points out that most of the children meet with accidents during inter-house sports meets at schools. Some students have met with fatal accidents at schools. The director of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital in Colombo, Dr. Ratnasiri Hewage, said that the main reason for these accidents is the negligence of parents. Dr. Ratnasiri Hewage said that children are keen to experiment. It is their nature and it cannot be prevented or changed. However, it is the responsibility of elders to be watchful. The doctor said that large numbers of children are transported in three-wheelers and motorcycles without any consideration for their safety. He said that instead of this, it is better for children to walk to school. He said that in the United States, children wait in queues for the school bus. The doctor further said that if there is a lack of consideration for the safety of children, accidents could not be prevented.
ළමයි ටික පෙළකට හැද. ඒ ළමයා බස් රථයට නැගීම හරිම ක්‍රමානුකූලව සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. දරුවෙක් බහිනවා නම් වාහනේ සිග්නල් ලයිට් එක පත්තු වෙනවා. දරුවන් ගැන අවධානය.
The majority of fatal accidents is on road and domestic accidents. The Ministry of Health emphasizes in the report that it is the responsibility of elders to dedicate themselves for the protection of children.
Rules and regulations are to be imposed strictly against the drivers who drive heavy vehicles on the right side of the road. The police informed that this rule will be applicable for lorries, trucks, container vehicles and buses. Court cases will be filed against the violators of the rules. In a survey carried out by us in the Colombo city limits today, we were able to see many heavy vehicles on the road violating this rule. The driving of vehicles in lanes other than the left lane allocated for them has increased traffic congestions within the city limits. The police informed that this violation of rules has become the main cause for accidents. This is mostly seen in the urban areas. The police have now decided to prevent this practice. At the same time, the police complained that some drivers ignore the rules and regulations. The police media spokesman SSP Ajit Rohana said that the police have decided to impose these laws strictly from yesterday onwards.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa has felicitated Jagat Jayasinghe, who designed the official logo for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. The President felicitated him with an award at Temple Trees this morning. Mr. Jagat Jayasinghe, who is a production assistant manager of Independent Rupavahini Institution, came to Temple Trees this morning with members of his family. In addition to the award, he was also given a cash prize of 100,000 rupees and a laptop computer. It was the Minister of Mass Media and Information that held a contest for the selection of the official logo for Chogam. Mr. Kenny Ramakwalla and Ministry Secretary Dr. Charita Herath also attended the occasion.
Construction work of the Lotus Tower at the DR Vijayawardena Mawathe in Colombo has been expedited. This tower is the 5th tallest tower in the world and the tallest multipurpose tower in South Asia. The Telecommunication Regulatory Commission said that 5 meters of the tower is being constructed each week. The tower will signify Sri Lanka's dignity and proudness. $100,000 million are being spent for the construction of the tower. The project area amounts to 10 acres. Construction of 200,000 square feet of the basement, which is 20 meters deep, has been completed. The tower will start from the basement with 4 floors and its height will be 350 meters. 4 escalators which can move 7 meters per second will be established in the tower. It will take only 2 minutes to travel 90 floors. The top portion of the tower will have 9 floors and it will resemble a lotus flower. The building will consist of a rotating restaurant, party halls, star-class hotels and various other facilities. The top portion of the building will be reserved for television and broadcasting institutions. From the top of the tower, a distance of 150 kilometers can be seen. It is believed that even India can be seen from the top of the tower. Personnel from the Moratuwa University Architectural Unit and several local architects are contributing their services for the construction of this tower. 2 Chinese companies are in charge of the construction work. The Director General of the Telecommunication Regulatory Authority, Anusha Palpita, said that the tower will be vested with the people in the year 2016. He said that it is expected that the construction work of the tower can be completed by January next year. Mr. Palpita stated that the tower could be made available for its operation as well as for the people to see it from the month of June next year.
Meanwhile, the government has taken steps to introduce high-quality new tea saplings and clones in order to increase tea production. The Minister of Plantation Industry, Mahinda Samarsinghe, said that since the introduction of tea to Sri Lanka, the highest income from tea was received last year. Sri Lanka exports 16% of tea to the world market. The main buyers of tea are Russia, Iran, Turkey and several other countries. Last year, 34,000 kilograms of tea was exported. The income earned amounted to $1,500 million. These details were given by the Minister at a media conference held in Colombo today. Minister Mahinda Samarsinghe said that the President should be specially thanked for providing a fertilizer subsidy and other concessions to the tea industry in the budget at a time when tea prices have increased and tea growers are receiving better income. He said that previously no one looked after the tea industry in this manner and the President is providing through the budget at a rate of 250,000 rupees for new plantations of tea. He said that encouraged by these incentives given, many people have entered into tea cultivation.
Here's the business feature for today. The World Series Company Limited has introduced a modernized new three-wheeler Bajaj Re to the market. A function in this connection was held in Battaramulla yesterday. The new Bajaj three-wheeler has a two-spark plug engine and it has been completed with DTSI technology. The company states that this vehicle is a fuel-saving and eco-friendly vehicle. The modern hydraulic gear provides maximum safety. The pedal of the vehicle had been fixed at a low position to make driving easy. It has many other modern accessories and it was introduced in 36 sales centers of the company today.
විශාල ක්ලච් ප්ලේට් නිසා බජාජ් రీ රථයට නම 9ක් ලැබී තිබේ.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has decided to ban 19 varieties of artificial flavors of food. It will come into effect from July this year. The Ministry of Health informs that Minister Maithripala Sirisena took this decision upon advice from the Food Advisory Committee. The ban will cover artificial flavors including aloin, berberine, beta-aceron, calamus oil, cocaine, coumarin and nitrobenzene. The ministry will allow the use of only a few artificial flavors. These will include diacetine, glycerine, diacetate, glyceryl diacetate, ethyl alcohol and glycerol. The use of artificial flavors have also been banned in the production of milk and milk products, ice cream and deep freezing desserts, fats and oils, margarine, mushroom products, fruit juices, pasta, noodles, bakery products, rice and several cereals. It has been allowed only to use artificial flavors monosodium glutamate, disodium 5-guanylate and disodium 5-inosinate. The Ministry of Health informs stern legal action will be taken against persons or institutions found guilty of using the banned artificial flavors.
Rupavahini Ratnakumari of Sri Lanka has been able to win the first gold medal of the Rupavahini Games being held in India at 400 meters race. 12 countries that were colonized by Portuguese are taking part in the event. Well, meanwhile, Sri Lanka cricket team has started its Bangladesh tour. The team will participate in 2 test matches, 2 T20 matches and 3 one-day internationals. The matches will be telecasted live by Channel I of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. The Sri Lankan team players performed religious rites at Sri Lanka cricket this morning. The first test match between 2 countries will start in Dhaka on Monday. The Sri Lankan squad consists of 15 players including Ajantha Mendis and Kitwan Vitanage. The Sri Lankan skipper Angelo Matthews said that the Bangladesh tour will be the first tour under the new coach Paul Forbes and the tour will be a precursor for the forthcoming Asia Cup tournament.
ඔව් මම හිතන්නේ බංග්ලාදේශය කියන්නේ තාමත් හොඳ කණ්ඩායමක්. ඉතින් කිසිසේත්ම ඔවුන්ව තම සෑහලුවට ලක් කරන්න බෑ. ජන්ත මෙන්ඩිස්ව අපි කැඳෙව්වේ අපිට ස්පින් දඟපන්දු යවන්නන්ගේ වේරියේෂන් එකක් ඕනේ කියලා හිතුණා. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ අපිට දිල්රුවන් පෙරේරා සහ රංගන හේරත් එක්ක මෙන්ඩිස් කියන්නේත් විශේෂ පන්දු යවන්නේ. ඉතින් අපිට හිතුණා බංග්ලාදේශයේදී ඔව් හොඳට පර්ෆෝම් කරන්න chance එකක් තියෙනවා.
It was on the 15th February 1982 the national Rupavahini went on air when the Sabarmati Stadium was being prepared for the Sri Lanka's maiden test match. After 2 days of starting Rupavahini, Sri Lanka participated in its maiden test match with England. The national Rupavahini started its service dedicated to the cricket lovers from that day. From that day onwards, the national Rupavahini has provided its services to the cricket lovers across the country. When Sri Lanka made its first test victory in 1985, the people of the whole country expressed their jubilation rallying around the national Rupavahini. The golden day of Sri Lanka cricket dawned in 1996 with the national Rupavahini mastering the whole country towards one objective. The national Rupavahini, which provide coverage to the whole country, provide coverages for cricket matches instantly and immediately. The cricket broadcast of the national Rupavahini has given a new strength to the people in the rural areas. The national Rupavahini, through its channel live from January 27th to the February 22nd, will provide live coverage for the matches of our players in Bangladesh.
ජයග්‍රහණයේ රසය උණුසුම සැමටගෙන ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය ඔස්සේ ජනවාරි 27 වෙනිදා සිට පෙබරවාරි 22 වෙනිදා දක්වා බංග්ලාදේශ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් තරගාවලිය නැරඹීමට ඔබත් එක්වන්න.
The second round matches of the Dalu Premier League rugby tournament started yesterday. The Navy team defeated the Army by 71-43. The Navy score included 10 tries, 9 conversions and 1 penalty kick. The Army score included 6 tries, 5 conversions and 1 penalty kick. The match was played at Diagama Mahinda Rajapaksa Stadium.
තරගය දියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණයේදී ඊයේ පැවැත්වුණා.
Well, meanwhile, England beat Australia by 57 runs in the 4th one-day international. Although England won the first match of the 5 one-day internationals, Australia is now leading series by 3-1. The match was played today in Perth, Australia. England, batting first, scored 316 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. Ian Bell scored 55, Ben Stokes scored 70 and Josh Butler scored 71 runs. Australia was all out for 259 runs. Aaron Finn scored 108 runs. Ben Stokes took 4 wickets for 39 runs.
Oh, that's 4. That's the start for Chris.
Stanis Wawrinka of Switzerland has qualified for the finals of Australian Open tennis tournament. He defeated Thomas Berdych of Czech Republic. This is the first time that Stanis Wawrinka of Switzerland has become qualified for the Grand Slam Championship. Lena of China has become qualified for the Australian Open Women's Tennis Championship by defeating Eugene Ockard of Canada. This is the second time Lena has become qualified for the finals. She will meet Dominika Cibulkova of Slovakia in the finals. Cibulkova defeated Agni Siska in the semi-finals. The finals will be played tomorrow. In the Australian Open tennis tournament, Roger Federer of Switzerland defeated Andy Murray of England in the semi-finals and became qualified for the finals. Federer is scheduled to meet Rafael Nadal of Spain in the semi-finals. The Football World Cup, after travelling through 89 countries, has been warmly received in Peru. It is 18 kilograms of gold in weight. The Football World Cup will be held in Brazil in the month of June. At the end of the third stage of bicycle race being held in Australia, Cadel Evans of Australia became the winner. The cyclist completed 114 kilometers from Norwood to Campbelltown.
And with that, we end tonight's bulletin. Thank you very much for joining us and have a pleasant weekend. Good night.
Good night.